With Will Genia returning to the Wallabies, there's been a lot of discussion about the difference between him and Nick Phipps, so we thought we'd have a look at it today. First of all, there's kind of two things that are different about Will. One is the sort of movement he has as the back of the ruck, and the second one is how he then connects with Quade Cooper, who was playing with him in this match. Let's first of all have a look at how he tends to work at the back of the ruck. Well publicised is the couple of steps he takes, and you can see here with the defenders who are on the gain line, as he takes these couple of steps, you can see what this allows the defence to do. So by the time that the ball leaves his hands, which is here, you can see that the defender is actually on or over the gain line, and then, as we can see here, therefore hits Ben Robinson behind the gain line. Here again, even though there appears to be more space, by the time Hall gets brought down, he's actually no further on than the last ruck. And it really just compounds itself. At the end of this play, it takes a forward pass from Matt Tamua to be able to get them past that original gain line at the very first ruck. In addition, as the game wore on, and especially with Quade Cooper in at first receiver, Will's movement became even more exaggerated, both backwards and in the amount of space that he took. Look here, if we stop him, you can see he's got his hands on the ball, but look how far he moves and what direction he moves before he's prepared to pass the ball. You can see there he's moved a good 3 meters from behind the ruck. The second thing is to look at just how far deep Quade Cooper is, and just to capture that in your mind, because here he's a good 10 meters back from the ruck, and this is putting the Wallaby attack line even further back behind him, about 15 meters behind. As you can see, this means that the Barbarians can get their tackle line well up over the gain line, and it's very, very hard for the Wallabies to make any distance at all. Let's compare that to Nick Phipps and Bernard Foley. The first thing to notice is just how much closer Foley is to Phipps when he lines up. Instead of being a good 10 meters back, Foley's only about 5 meters, and this makes it a lot easier for Phipps to get the ball in front of him and get attacking motion, and then also for the runners. And here you can see that's only about a 5 meter gap, makes it a lot easier for people to then busy the defense. Next, I wanted to talk about the direction in which Phipps tends to run. First of all, you can see here he's spotted a gap and managed to dart straight ahead. But it's not just in his running game, it's also in his passing game. If he is going to take a step, that step will tend to be forward and not backwards. What this means then is, again, he can get this ball in front of his runners and hit them over the gain line. And in this passage of play, we'll see Phipps do this time and again. If he is taking a step, it's at worse sideways, most likely it's forward, again as we can see here, and this is putting his runners over, and we can see that the Wallabies here peel off about 30 or so meters. The final thing to look at is the speed of Phipps's clearance. It's not always perfect, but in comparison to Will Genia, we can actually see the impact that it can have, and in this case, even contributing greatly to one of the Wallabies' tries. Now, if we go back to the beginning of the sequence, we can see the importance that speed plays. At this first breakdown, you'll see that Phipps doesn't stop at all to clear the ball. And in fact, you can see that this pace means that even Kieran Reid and the rest of the All Blacks line is still setting itself up when Tevita Kurandrati gets the ball on the gain line and then makes his way over it. Again, Phipps is there and clearing straight away. One of the defences you often see for Will Genia is that there's too many forwards in the way, but you can see here, Phipps isn't letting a loitering Kiwi or Richie McCaw stop him from giving a good, quick, flat pass, which then sets up the ensuing try. Genia's and Cooper's skills are unquestioned, but if they're going to fit into the way that this Wallabies team is playing right now, then they're going to need to make some changes.